is also well known, but is mainly used in agriculture for crop and field spraying. It is fitted with tanks which can deliver either liquid or powered chemicals. A second extra seat can be provided to carry a mechanic. So, the make is American. The engine is a one Lycoming 6-cylinder horizontally opposed piston engine rated at 235 horsepower. It's got a cruising speed of 100 miles per hour, a range of 300 miles, a wingspan of 36 feet 2 inches, and a length of 22 feet 7 inches. Here we have the Britain Norman Islander BN-2A, a general-purpose light aeroplane. The Islander can carry a crew of 1 or 2 and up to 10 passengers. It may also be used as a flying ambulance, in which role it carries 2 stretcher cases and 2 attendants, in addition to the crew. This machine is also assembled in Romania from British-made parts. So it's British-made. Engines are 2 Lycoming 6-cylinder horizontally opposed piston engines, each rated at 260 horsepower, a cruising speed of 155 miles per hour and 9,500 feet, a maximum range of 810 miles, a wingspan of 49 feet, and a length of 35 feet 7 3/4 inches. At the top here we have the Auster Eaglet. This light monoplane is a 2 3-seater training or touring machine. It is able to take off and land in quite small fields and is very manoeuvrable in flight. There are several other versions of the Auster, both civilian and military, and among these, the Air Observation Post, military aircraft and agricultural crop sprayers are perhaps the best known. Its make is British. Its engine is the de Havilland Gypsy Major, giving 130 horsepower, cruising speed 112 miles per hour, maximum range 270 miles, with a wingspan of 32 feet and a length of 23 feet 5 inches. Here below we have the Hawker Siddeley Gnat T1, called the Gnat chiefly because it is smaller and lighter than most modern jet aircraft. PAC Breguet Jaguar. The Jaguar is a joint product of the British PAC and French Breguet companies. It is made in single-seat fighter and two-seat advanced trainer versions, the fighter being able to carry a missile load of up to 10,000 pounds. The first of these aircraft entered service with the French Air Force during 1971, and deliveries to the RAF are due to commence in 1972. It is both British and French made. It has two Rolls-Royce Turbo-Mecha turbofan engines, each of 4,600 pounds static thrust. Maximum speed is 1,130 miles per hour at 33,000 feet. Range on typical operational mission is 775 miles. The wingspan is 27 feet, 10.5 inches, and its length is 50 feet, 11 inches. Helicopters. At the top we have the Westland Scout. This is a 5-seat, light, general-purpose and reconnaissance helicopter. It is mainly used by the British Army, but some have been supplied to the Royal Australian Navy for survey work. The Bahrain State Police, Uganda Police and the Jordanian Army. A similar machine, the Wasp, is being supplied to South Africa. It is British made. It has one Rolls-Royce Bristol Nimbus turboshaft engine of 685 shp. Cruising speed 122 miles per hour. Range 322 miles. Rotor diameter 32 feet 3 inches. The fuselage length is 30 feet 7.5 inches. And this below is the Westland Sea King, a British version of the American Sikorsky SH-3D Sea King helicopter. The Westland Sea King is an amphibious anti-submarine warfare machine. It is being supplied to the Royal Navy mainly for its primary anti-submarine role, but also for air-to-surface strike missions, search and rescue operations, speed 1,386 miles per hour at 40,000 feet. Initial rate of climb 32,000 feet per minute. Wingspan 38 feet 4 3/4 inches, and length 57 feet 11 inches. At the top we have the Hanley Page Jetstream 3M. The Jetstream is a light executive and general transport plane which will carry a normal crew of 2 and between 8 and 12 passengers according to cabin layout. It is in use mainly by private companies for air charter work and for carrying businessmen quickly on cross-country journeys. A Jetstream 2 with different power units is also in production. It's British made, 2 engines, Garrett AI Research turboprops, each of 840 shp. It has a maximum cruising speed of 288 miles per hour at 15,000 feet, range with 12 passengers and fuel reserves of 950 miles, a wingspan of 52 feet, and a length of 47 feet 1.5 inches. Below that is the Hawker Siddeley HS-125 Series 400. The HS-125 is another type of executive aircraft from the Hawker Siddeley Group. Its normal accommodation provides for a crew of 2 and 6 passengers, but it can carry up to 12 passengers with different seating arrangements. Another version of this aeroplane, known as the Domini 2T, is used by the RAF as a navigational trainer. Its make is British. It has 2 engines, Rolls-Royce Bristol turbojets, each of 3,360 pounds of static thrust, a normal cruising speed of 450 miles per hour at 40,000 feet, a range of 1,700 to 1,900 miles, a wingspan of 47 feet, and a length of 47 feet and 5 inches. At the top here we have the Dassault wingspan 34 feet 10 inches and a length of 50 feet. At the top we have the Lockheed F-104S Starfighter, probably one of the most widely used single-seat fighters in the world. The Starfighter is in service with many air forces. Although of American origin, it is also built in Europe, Japan and Canada. Armament normally consists of one 20mm rotary cannon and a variety of missiles, up to a maximum load of 4,000 pounds. Its make is American. Its engine is a General Electric turbojet of 17,900 pounds of static thrust with afterburning. Maximum speed 1,450 miles per hour at 40,000 feet. Maximum rate of climb 50,000 feet per minute. Wingspan 21 feet 11 inches. Length 54 feet 9 inches. But below that is the short Skyvan Series 3. A very different type of aeroplane is this utility transport. It has a crew of 2 and can carry a variety of loads, including up to 18 passengers, 12 stretchers with attendants, or vehicles and agricultural equipment up to a limit of 4,600 pounds. A large rear loading door is provided. It's British made. It has 2 engines, a Garrett AI Research turboprops each of 757 ESHP. Normal cruising speed 170 miles per hour at 10,000 feet. Range 190 to 777 miles depending on load. Wingspan 60